8-year-old Zara Williams sat in the back row of her third-grade classroom, her dark eyes sparkling with excitement as Mrs. Henderson asked the students to share what they wanted to be when they grew up. "A doctor," called out Emma from the front row. "A firefighter," shouted Marcus, pumping his small fist in the air. When it was Zara's turn, she stood up confidently, her voice clear and determined. "I want to be an astronaut and explore space." The classroom fell silent for a moment before Mrs. Henderson let out a small chuckle. "Oh, Zara, sweetie, that's a very ambitious dream. Maybe you should think about something more realistic? Like becoming a teacher or a nurse?" Several students giggled, and Zara felt her cheeks burn with embarrassment. She slowly sat back down, her excitement deflated like a punctured balloon. "Astronauts need to be really good at math and science," Mrs. Henderson continued, not noticing the hurt in Zara's eyes. "And they usually come from certain backgrounds. Why don't you tell us about a more practical career choice?" Zara's small hands clenched into fists under her desk. She thought about her mother, Dr. Keisha Williams, who left for work every morning wearing her NASA badge. She thought about the bedtime stories her mom told her about satellites and space missions, about the rocket models they built together in their garage, but instead of speaking up, Zara simply whispered, "Maybe a teacher," just to make Mrs. Henderson stop looking at her that way. That evening, Zara came home unusually quiet. Her mother, still wearing her NASA polo shirt after a long day at the Johnson Space Center, immediately noticed something was wrong. "What's bothering you, my little scientist?" Dr. Williams asked, sitting beside Zara on the couch. Through tears, Zara told her mother about the day's events. She watched as her mother's jaw tightened, but Dr. Williams kept her voice gentle and reassuring. "Baby, let me tell you something," she said, pulling Zara closer. "I've worked with astronauts who look just like you. In fact, next week, I'm having lunch with Mae Jemison, the first black woman in space. Would you like to meet her?" Zara's eyes widened. "Really? Really? And you know what? Tomorrow is career day at your school, isn't it?" The next morning, Mrs. Henderson was setting up for the various parent presentations when Dr. Williams walked into the classroom. She wore her official NASA flight jacket, covered in mission patches, and carried a box of space-related materials. Mrs. Henderson's face went pale as she read the name tag, Dr. Keisha Williams, NASA Mission Specialist. "You must be Zara's mother," Mrs. Henderson stammered. I didn't realize that my daughter comes from a family of rocket scientists," Dr. Williams said with a professional smile. "Well, now you do." During her presentation, Dr. Williams captivated the entire class. She showed them real photographs from space missions, explained how satellites work, and even brought a piece of heat shield from a space shuttle. The students were mesmerized, especially when she video called her colleague on the International Space Station. "You see, kids," Dr. Williams said, looking directly at Zara, who was beaming with pride, "astronauts come from all backgrounds. What matters is curiosity, dedication, and never letting anyone tell you that your dreams are too big." After the presentation, Mrs. Henderson approached Dr. Williams privately. "I owe you and Zara an apology," she said, her voice shaking slightly. "I made assumptions yesterday that were completely inappropriate." "The apology should go to Zara," Dr. Williams replied firmly but kindly. "And to all the children whose dreams you might discourage in the future. Dreams don't have color, Mrs. Henderson. They just need nurturing." Later that day, Mrs. Henderson pulled Zara aside. "Zara, I owe you a big apology. What I said yesterday was wrong, and I'm sorry I made you feel bad about your dream. Your mother is incredible, and I have no doubt that if you work hard and keep believing in yourself, you could absolutely become an astronaut." Zara smiled, her confidence restored. "Thank you, Mrs. Henderson. And don't worry, when I'm up in space, I'll make sure to send a postcard to our classroom." From that day forward, Mrs. Henderson made sure to encourage every child's dreams, no matter how big they seemed. And Zara? She kept a photo of Mae Jemison on her desk and continued building rocket models with her mom, knowing that the sky was not the limit. It was just the beginning. Years later, when Zara Williams was accepted into NASA's astronaut training program, the first person she called after her parents was her third-grade teacher, Mrs. Henderson, who cried tears of joy and pride, having learned one of life's most important lessons: never underestimate the power of a child's dreams, especially when you don't know the whole story.